So we get this call, and apparently this subject who's robbing a bank, who actually wasn't robbing a bank, he was just holding hostages, claimed he had a car crash in the bank parking lot and had an officer respond. Officer responded. Somehow the guy got a hold of the officer's sidearm or duty weapon, because he said, well, there's a scratch on my car. And when the officer went down to look at it, the guy, disarmed him and ran into the bank, or went into the bank. Well, then it was on. Well, we get called, we get set up, and the bank is like 5 stories, 4 or 5 stories, and so we had to clear out the top floors, and then, as everybody else surrounded, the bank area, and negotiators are out there. So clearing out these offices, another guy and we go up to one of the top floors. I forget which floor it was. Get into the hallway, don't see much. See an office with the lights on, and then there's a hallway that goes down. Bathrooms across the hall from the stairway doors. So we go into the bathroom, make sure nobody's in there, and yeah, there's a guy in there taking a leak, and so we give him the commands, we get him out, we search him, it's not the guy, Then we go to the office and tell them what's going on downstairs, and they're like, okay, I said, let's get everybody out. And so the receptionist is like, well, I gotta go get my purse. And like, no, let's just go, you can come back later and get it. No, I'm just gonna go get my purse. No. So we cleared out that office, got people downstairs. We actually got them onto the second or third floor to hold them, and then when we made a safe way for them to get out during the exterior or a stairwell, then we did, loading up in buses and stuff. Then we had this one lady who was wearing high heels, and every time she walked down the metal stairs, you'd hear the clinking, and we're like, well, we want to be as quiet as possible. Can you take your shoes off? And of course, nobody wants to do that. So it was funny, and that was funny. But anyways, and then a couple of us, we had to get down to the vault, which was underground, and get the people out of there and make sure everybody is safe. So we ended up doing that. Coming back, the perimeter is set up, and then we're waiting by a door, waiting to make entry, got plans going. We actually had somebody in the ATM room looking at the monitor, viewing the lobby area, which I thought was great, because he can tell where the bad guy was going and where he had went. So the bad guy had disappeared out of the camera, so we were getting ready to make our way into the bank lobby, and then, we had another team there as well, and we were going to split up and cover everything. Well, then we hear a shot, and we're like, what is that? And so we got a confirmation it was a shot. So we broke in. We ended up finding the guy committed in the back offices. So we got everybody out. I mean, people have some problems, and his deal was he lost his job. And his wife was begging him, get a job, get a job, get a job. And when negotiators got her on the phone to talk with him to try to get him to come out and surrender, he's like, I don't want to talk to that bitch. I'm like, what? What is going on here? So apparently he was not liking his wife at the time either, because she was on his back, I guess. That's the story that I heard. So I mean, some of those things, you remember, and some things you might say something that might jog another memory, or that memory might jog something else. Like I shared a couple stories with you that we didn't even talk about, because now I'm starting to remember some of that stuff. And but like I said, you sort of get numb with things, and you just sort of move on. And when in that bank situation, we broke into that room. And yeah, I found that guy in the chair with a gunshot wound in the middle of his forehead.